Hey everybody, welcome to That's Dope, the podcast where we talk about dope things. My name is Godswill and I'm back with video. Whoa. It's been like a pretty interesting time, really actually, like, cause what's been going on? I'm actually starting up a few new projects. And then, like as like things were happening, Black Lives Matter like really got ahead, and then like we did some episodes to that, and now we're sort of back to the fun, even though we're still like minded about like what's going on in the world. So I just want to get back to it, and this time I brought on a really good friend of mine, a guy who's like in the crew, I would say. His name is Matt, and he is like the photographer. He is the guy like who I count on to like make things happen. Like he's been an emotional shoulder for me to cry on sometimes. Just to yeah, man. I mean, you've kept me sane throughout this quarantine time, and I definitely appreciate you. So definitely welcome Matt Cox onto the podcast. It's always good to have a bro on. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. And I'm honored, quite flattered that you would say those things, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
So it's good to be here with you, just at least
virtually,
face to face. Virtually is about as good as it gets,
Yeah, you're looking good, bro, by the way. Like I was like, ooh, look at you with your setup. You got the haircut, you got the upside down mic with the windscreen on. I'm holding my mic like look at that. There we go, croon into that thing. I
gotta show out a little bit.
I love it.
I mean, I'm here with Godswill. So like enough said there. You don't have to even do nothing to show off. Come on.
That means so much.
Yeah, stop it.
It means a lot. It's honestly, it means
you're looking good.
Thank you. Like I'm just in my old shirt. I don't have a background here, but I'm just like let's just go on with it. Yeah. Like, and I just wanted to thank you.
Like that.
Yeah. Like I got like a whole thing in my room actually. Like this is just the back wall right here. And then, it's pretty crazy actually in this room. Actually, I got time. Why not show like what's in my room?
Yeah,
boom.
Let's show it off.
Got stuff on the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
Got stuff in the back. Got my computer there.
I remember that ceiling piece.
So yeah,
that's good, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's looking fly. I would show you, but I have configured everything here to be quite static for this. So
which is smart.
I would have to rip down this whole veil.
Just show what's in the background, like Wizard of Oz, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
yeah,
it's good having you on. Like I did want to have like more, I guess, like intimate friends on, just to talk and just sort of get back to the roots of things,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like it's been a minute since I've been in Dallas. So I unfortunately haven't been able to travel back home. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to travel even if you were able to be honest. I mean,
yeah, dangerous times.
Half the people on the plane aren't going to be wearing a mask and whatnot.
How crazy! Like how crazy! Like that's like a political thing, like where this shouldn't have been.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel, man. It's something that's real. It's quite past that whole liberal hoax stuff. It's very well established. Anybody who even considered it a hoax before, a lot of them and their friends are getting it. I know even a couple of my friends who, I won't speak ill of them. It's not that they really thought it was a hoax, but they just wanted to kind of live life and not be worried or whatever. But now a couple of them have come down with the COVID. So, it's really out there, and it's unfortunate that it's been made into that political thing, because there's going to be all those people who want to just follow their own personal politics, and it's endangering themselves and everyone else. So it's a sad time. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. But one thing I do want to say, I like your posts like on Facebook. Like it sort of keeps me a little sane, knowing that like not everybody's just sort of off the rails really like this. It's just like cool.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I loved getting those reacts from you and anybody really, but whenever I see a Godswill react, I'm always just like, oh bro, come on. I miss you, man.
Oh, I miss you too, man.
It's been a long time, and let's see, I think the last time that we got together was the Bebop Nights. Was that the last time?
Yeah, I think so. And back in January.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah,
that's all. Oh no. Wait, February with the Crunchyroll event, the Crunchyroll live stream.
Oh, correct. Yes, that's right. Oh man, for you guys out there, I'm so sorry that y'all never got to see that. There were some technical difficulties at Crunchyroll. It was not on our part.
No.
no shade on them,
Ye-
but things happen. But
mhm.
it was a good time. We
It-
all had a great time, had some dancing, got to announce the winners like real time. Man, it
yeah.
was it was fun. It was dope.
I mean, I was happy that we even got to do like a thing for Crunchyroll, like for
Oh
anime, really.
yeah.
Yeah, like we got to talk about like the best anime of the year, well, best, like most popular, we should say, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
right, right.
yeah, it's pretty cool that like we got to actually like do an event, like even though like it
Oh
was,
yeah,
yeah, like it is like anime has come so far, and it's
exactly.
we're now here.
It I know, man. It puts a big smile on my face. So even if the stuff that we shot never sees the light of day, it was phenomenal. Just the experience of being able, like you said, to work with Crunchyroll, and do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
Just for how much anime is spread, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know,
And like it's
it
sort of
was
cool
good.
that we get to be the ones to like help propagate anime like coming up, Like it's still sort
Yeah,
of surreal to me that like this is what we do in a way, Like we're helping the anime world become like a full-fledged thing, where nobody has to be really afraid of enjoying it, Like we had all
yeah.
types of people come there. And also I want to thank you cuz like you just came there like last second able to still like record and like take pictures and
Oh
do whatever
man,
we had to do, and that's what you've been like, to me like throughout this whole time during this event planning type of deal, like you've been the one I've always been able to count on, like in the case, because I mean I'm still like
absolutely,
super
man.
new, yeah, so it's always super nice. One thing I guess I would like to ask is like how'd you get into photography? Like you got like the setup right now, like in your own spot. You're using like a real camera instead of like a dinky
Hey.
webcam like the rest of us, right? Your
Yeah.
pictures are like have been crisp.
Oh, thanks, man. Photography, like a lot of stuff in my life, just because, like we even just recently talked about, the way I live my life's kind of chaotic, one day at a time. So there wasn't a whole lot of planning that went into it, to be honest. I did photography in high school. Just your class you could take. Got a pretty decent little camera back then, and got to learn how to develop pictures and whatnot. Shot some landscape and stuff, and I just either way, I've always kind of had an artistic flair, an artistic eye. Always did a bunch of sketching and stuff, do some painting and whatnot. So I just kind of always would see the beauty in things, and I really did have fun in that photography class, even though it was just temporary. But as a high school kid, I was way more interested in the social life and
Right.
video games, a little bit of anime and stuff. So I didn't really pursue it past that,
Mm-hmm.
but I still continued to, once smartphones and stuff came out, just kind of like snap stuff here and there and just kind of keep it for myself in like my own little photography folder that never was to see the light of day. But yeah, and then let's see, a while back, what was it? Probably about 2 years ago, I think now. Um, I was really struggling with just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do,
Mm,
outside of just the damn 9 to 5,
right.
just grind. So one day, I don't know, it just kind of came to me. I was like, you know what? Like, we're in. I mean, I wasn't really. I can't say in the cosplay industry yet, but like
Mm.
all of our friends were always into
We're in the scene
cosplay, and
for sure.
we were in the scene. Yeah, yeah, and going to all the cons and stuff, and seeing everybody, take these beautiful photos, following all these Instagram cosplayers and stuff. I was like, you know what? Like, how about I make an investment, spend money to make money style, and just go ham, buy the best of the best right out of the gate, not fool around, and then just throw myself into it and just keep learning, So I've always been real big on just studying in my own free time, and so it wasn't anything new really as far as that goes. Just had to look into more photography stuff, but I grabbed all my stuff, and it was literally like, I don't even know, probably not even probably 6 months later or so, roughly, that Josh reached out to me
Ah.
during right before A Fest,
Uh-huh.
or rather at A Fest, and he's
At A
like,
Fest.
"Hey, I know you're out there taking pictures for A Fest, of cosplayers and whatnot. How about you come like help us out with some photography for our after party?" And I was like, "Dude, I would be thrilled."
That was the first time that you did
So
photography for us, like the A Fest
it
after
was
party.
the after dark, because I shot
Ah,
video that night,
okay.
and that's the kind of like funny thing about it, I guess, is that I got the wrong impression that I was going to be doing the
Ah,
videography
uh-huh.
and not the photography. And as we know, K2, shout out, amazing work videography wise, great stuff. And he was there already. So it was kind of just overlapping, to be honest.
Yeah.
But either way, it got me in. And then I also had my photography camera. So I did snap some shots and then, you know, hung out and took a few pictures of the actual hotel party, things like that. So that, yeah, that was the first time actually that I shot pictures for you guys. Um,
That was killer. I mean, honestly, I'm really grateful that you came out to that event. And you had been coming to like past events too for us, and you had
oh
always
yeah,
offered to help us out. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't know like what exactly that means, but like to take pictures for us. But then
right,
seeing your pictures and like seeing like how people love seeing their pictures like on Facebook or wherever. And I mean, just even
yeah,
remembering the event, like I'm so bad at this. Like unfortunately so notorious about taking pictures for events, and I appreciated you like taking pictures at like the Blanket Fort birthday party.
oh man, what a bash, yeah,
Yeah, and
that was fantastic.
I kick myself because like before I would never take pictures. I guess I'm just like always
Mm,
in it, or I'm just not thinking about taking a picture. But then now like looking back on it, especially like as I'm trying to explain what a blanket fort is, or like what even some of
yeah,
these other events are.
yeah.
But I pick up your pictures and I'm like, this is what it's all about right here.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. For me, just to you know spread the word about that's dope and about anime. The whole culture, the whole scene, and just if I can put a smile on anybody's face with it, that's what it's all all about for me.
Hey, you're putting a
So
smile on
I
my face.
appreciate that.
Yeah, man,
Hey,
definitely. Like, I mean, I
good,
love
good.
your stuff, man, and I guess one thing I would like to ask is like, what drew you to That's Dope? Like, what interests you? I guess like about like what we do or what we're trying to do, and I guess also like what's one thing that you're hoping to do, like yourself. Like
Right.
I'm such a big nerd. Like I always think about things like One Piece, and
Eh,
with One Piece, I'm always thinking, like how, like there's of course like the main goal, be king of the pirates and all that, but each person on the Straw Hat crew has their own individual goal, and something that's like sort of outside of like what the main guys want, but their own thing that
right.
they want to do. So I guess like yeah, what's one thing that you want to do, like while on this ship, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I guess to you know start the first question really as to what drew me to that's dope. Really, was having you and all the guys be in our friends group for so long. Going to the events and stuff, and really it was just the first name that I ever saw and knew as event promoters for anime, and just really giving shout outs and just supporting the anime culture and everybody involved in it. So I just latched on, and once I learned that there were other people doing it, I just wasn't really interested, because y'all were my friends and it just made sense. I loved the way that y'all did stuff, and I just saw it and was like, anything I can do to be a part of that, like that is exactly what I want to do. And to kind of segue into that next question there, you know, um, my side goal slash main goal are
Hmm.
kind of the same. Like I love photography and stuff, and I'll always like be down to like shoot, and obviously, you know, do some cosplay photography and model photography, stuff like that. But honestly, I mean, they're kind of interchangeable, but that is almost a secondary goal for me, in that I just really want to be as big a part of That's Dope as possible, because I believe in what you do, man. And like, it just really, yeah, I mean, like, it gets me in my feels every time I think about it. I'm just like, bro, like, I talk to Aaron all the time, just like, what can I do better to like support That's Dope, and just really put it out there some more, because I want to be a part of the people who put out the best content and get anime out there, like you were talking about earlier, and into making it into as big of a scene as it is. It's great how far things have come here as far as anime goes, and I main goal just really want to push that further and further, and especially with my bro, because you're important to me. So like, I just want to be a part of it.
It means a lot, like I would say the same thing too. It means a lot that you're with us. You definitely feel like a brother that like has been with us honestly since the beginning. But even though like it's pretty recent, like almost a full year at this point, huh?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
been around there.
That's
But
crazy.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
It honestly does feel like it's been forever. Because
Mm-hmm.
even though I didn't get to have that college experience with you that a lot of our buddies did,
Mm-hmm.
it just somehow feels comfortable and normal, like I did.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
I don't have to have those memories.
it
I
felt
just
yeah, like
click with you,
like yeah, like hanging
know?
out with you. It just feels like really just easygoing and natural, as if you had been part of the squad for like multiple years. But I'm glad that you're with us now. Although I wish more of I wish we'd like back to Corona. It's just like I had so
I
many.
know.
Yeah, I had so many like plans and goals, but I guess now's a good time to like, even like bring up like what I'm hoping to do. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so like because like yeah, I feel like I also just need to brief you, but why not do two birds at the same
Both.
time,
Yeah.
right? So the first thing I was hoping to do was gonna be a blanket fort party actually in LA, and you got to see the blanket fort party.
I would love that. Yeah, that
Mhm.
was fantastic.
Mhm.
Had such a great time. Everyone did.
Yeah, it's good. That's what I'm hoping. Like I want it to be a party like all these different events. I'm hoping like even the podcast, anything that's dope related. I'm hoping that is like yes, I genuinely enjoyed that, not just because we're all friends or whatever, but
Right.
it was legit like a dope thing that you
It's
like you went.
quality content,
Mhm.
quality events.
Yes, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm glad that you're saying that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, like just do more crazy things. Where honestly, I don't really have a plan. I wish I had more of a plan for what's to come. I guess like or what we're supposed to
Right.
be. I mean, honestly, we're just sort of.
And it's natural. It just falls into place, and it shows, because up to this point, and damn COVID, like we just have to keep on saying, it's going to be like a thing we put on the end of every sentence from now on. But
That's probably
we were
the title name today.
on a roll. Yeah, but I mean, just really on a roll. It doesn't even have to be some grand scheme. Like people recognize That's Dope is just putting out quality, no matter what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you dream, and we put out there. I mean, unless it's a financial blunder, but
Yeah.
other than that, though, I mean, like it just happens naturally, and that's the great thing about that stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be some politically or monetarily planned,
Mhm.
organized event or anything. It just goes and it flows, and people just have a great time.
Yep.
So I didn't mean to steal.
No.
You're like
That's perfect.
you're-
Actually, like as
what
you're
you're
even
gonna
saying
say,
these
but-
things, it's sort of like, oh yeah, like yeah, that really should be like the mission statement. Like it's less about like making money back. It's just honestly like hoping to get enough money so I can keep on doing this. Hoping to recoup enough so that way we can do something that's crazier. Right before Corona started, I was hoping to do an event for Final Fantasy 7.
Mhm.
Yeah, and well, unfortunately, Corona like kiboshed that.
Just killed it.
Yeah, so it's whatever. But we got multiple things that are supposed to be coming. Like like One Piece is going to its 1,000th chapter, hopefully this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. It's been a wild ride, and I'm really happy that it's still going. Like it's actually getting more hype than it's ever been. But the 1,000th chapter, I want to do something for it, but gonna have to pivot for that. And then also, I was just even telling my roommate about something I want to do for Metal Gear Solid. I want to do two things for Metal Gear Solid, and I'm definitely gonna have to shop with you on like how to make these things happen. But yeah, definitely, I want to do
I'm
these
down.
things. So yeah, and then like even before like the weekend that Corona was supposed to like everything shut down, we were supposed to go to a Houston event, right? Like
Yep.
supposed to do Bebop
we
nights.
were literally just days from going to Houston, only to find out that it just was blowing up with cases in Houston, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody knew. Like, this was the early days
Mm-hmm.
where even we were like, I mean, how big of a deal can,
Exactly. I don't blame anyone
because we
back
didn't
then because
know.
we
Yeah,
haven't really dealt with a pandemic to this extent.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
we had like 100 cases, and we were like, yeah, we can still do stuff. It's
mm-hmm,
fine.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
then, yeah, just like a couple days, I remember before we actually just straight up drove down there. We got the news reports where they were like restricting travel and they were locking stuff down, and we were like, "Oh boy, this is actually serious, and we should probably not go,"
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which was sad.
Yeah.
But it happened. I feel like it was definitely a responsible thing to do, responsible choice, a hard choice to cancel it. But I mean, just to draw out people like that would have only hurt. So
Unfortunately, so right. Like it's every now and then I can be responsible. So, but
man,
yeah, yeah. Like unfortunately, that is what it is. And now here we are in August. Holy moly! I was about to say July.
yeah, it's moving. It
Yeah,
is moving.
yeah, exactly. So it's probably going to be like a. Honestly, next year is probably when events are going to happen. But we're thinking about
Yeah.
more things to come. So
Oh yeah.
the Metal Gear one is what excites me. Well, actually, no. The Metal Gear one, actually, I think I'll give a hint about like what I'm hoping to do with that.
Let's just drop that little hint. Get
Yeah,
everybody's mouth watering.
yeah, exactly. So I want to do
Roll
something
around the noggin.
just a little bit, right? You know,
Yeah.
get it circling in there, and then you like get you so excited that you're like, where can this happen, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do two things. I want to do an escape room, and then I want
Oh,
to
dude.
do
Yeah.
yes, and then I want to do a banquet over like Metal Gear Solid 3.
Mm,
Yeah, and I even have like
that
hoping to bring
sounds
in.
awesome.
Oh yeah, and for the banquet, I want to do like a big band type of deal. So like
Oh yeah.
1960s big band, and Russian food. I don't know. We're gonna see how
That
this
would
get.
be, yeah. I mean, that'd be a whole experience, but that would be something that nobody else is doing.
That's what I'm hoping.
And with the big band, we know how well that plays out. Oh my God, fantastic, phenomenal job that they did over at for the Bebop Nights.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Getting to hear Cowboy Bebop intro song just live with the whole band. Oh baby, yes, just brought me to tears.
Yes, like that's something like I'm hoping to do more of. You know, like to
Yeah,
move people to tears, honestly, and get like people hyped up to be like, yes, this is what I like really came to a dope event for, right? So
right.
yeah, those are like some things in the work, and then also like even got some podcast stuff like in the works too. Like what are we
All
doing?
right.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to start up two more podcasts along with That's Dope. So
Oh wow,
like it
just be recording all the time.
constant. I'm a little nervous about that, but like I'm pretty
You
excited.
can make it work.
Thank you.
If anybody can make it work, you can make it work, bro. Come on.
Oh, thanks, man.
Come on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate. And actually, this is the first time I'm actually like sort of saying it publicly, like of like what I'm hoping to do. So hey, like
Yeah, I
congratulations.
mean,
Yeah.
you put it out there, just even saying it and just like really sometimes gets you moving on it,
Mm-hmm.
especially, like emotional stuff and anything really. Sometimes you just need to hear yourself say it. And then it's
Yes.
like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I'm
It
actually glad
really
you.
gets the fire lit.
Yes, like yeah, you're saying it, and then like talking to you about it gets me a little bit more hype. I'm like, okay, maybe this thing can work out. I'm nervous, but let's try it. The first
Yeah.
podcast,
You got to try it.
yeah, it's we're gonna see. What is it? So the first one we're gonna be talking. I'll be talking with one of my best friends from Funimation. Actually, like he's still there, and he's actually a brand manager for Naruto and for One Piece.
Oh
And
boy.
yeah, and then Naruto is his favorite anime of all time. One Piece is mine, and we're
Okay.
reading the manga from the beginning. So we'll be like
That's a
doing
lot.
Yeah, it's a lot for sure, right? We're calling that one Rubber Foxes. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Okay.
That one's
Yeah.
like coming out like pretty soon. Like we're already recording for that. And then
Hey, that sounds good.
yeah. And the other one, and also you got to. I think I have to have you like on like as a guest, like for sure, like on either one of these, or definitely That's Dope for more.
Yeah, definitely. I
Mhm.
mean, throw me into the y'all's manga thing, and use me as like the audience to just tell me about it, because I am going to get some flack for this one, especially from you, but I got to be honest, I've never watched One Piece at all.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I actually don't blame people for not watching One Piece, but at the same time, I don't blame anybody. It's like, yeah, go watch 980 episode type of deal,
Yeah.
and no big deal. But it is
Right.
It is going to change your life. It's going to change your life if you watch it. It's my favorite thing. I got tattoos of it, and I absolutely adore One Piece. So hopefully that's
I know that it's
you listen to the episodes, and you probably heard multiple times me bringing up One Piece again, right? It just always seeps into conversation. So
it does, but you know what? I can appreciate that. I definitely appreciate the absorption. With an anime and something that is that awesome that it just becomes part of your life and the way you view things. I've got a couple of shows in the same realm of that, but
what are
I can appreciate that.
What are the shows that have are important to you actually? Yeah, overall, anime,
Right.
TV shows, whatever.
Yeah. So what I will say about anime is that obviously when I was younger, I was into the longer ones, DBZ and all that stuff, the stuff that had tons of episodes. And so if I would have actually hit One Piece when
started
it
back
started,
then,
which I don't even know where I was at the time, but apparently not watching anime at the time. I must have taken a hiatus. I don't know.
Oh man.
But yeah, as an adult though, I really prefer the shorter ones, to be honest.
12 episodes.
Yeah, I would say the longest kind of anime that I enjoy is My Hero Academia.
Nice.
Because there's 4 seasons, but he's broken up into 24 episodes a season roughly.
Yeah, good chunks.
Yeah, that's my happy, not medium, but high. That's the sweet
the
spot
high end.
For high end for how much time I'm willing to put into one anime.
Yeah.
Whereas I like the stuff that goes just 1 or 2 seasons. But they have so much budget put into it, and so much thought, and it's just a really well-written story, well-rounded, to where you can just feel like you had a nice little meal, and it was just perfectly well-seasoned instead of continuously eating the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So no hate on it, no shame, but I guess I don't have the attention span I used to. Really, I think it's the biggest thing.
It's all good. What are you watching?
A lot of anime.
What have been some of your favorites as of recent?
Yeah, so my recent favorites, I got to really do a shout out here that I was talking to you a little bit about a while back, but I'd always, heard people saying Fire Force. And, then I saw it on Crunchyroll, just a little front clip, and I was like, it's anime about firefighters? I don't know, man. I'm sure it's good quality, but I also will get flack for this, but I'm not into the sports anime. Just because I've never been into sport. I'm sorry. I've never been into sports my whole life. So I just can't relate on any level. And I'm sure that if I watched it, I'd enjoy it. I really would. But it's getting the motivation to actually watch it. But that being said, Fire Force, thought it was going to be about just firefighters putting out fires. Oh no, he's going in there and he's.
I was actually hoping it was just going to be about firefighters putting out fires, but I like what it is now. Yeah.
But yeah, honestly though, I finished the first season because the second season had just dropped.
So you just finished the first season?
Recently.
Nice.
Probably about a week or so ago. Enough to have time to watch. I think there was 3 new episodes that came out, 2 at the time, and then just in time I watched the 4th one, and I think the 5th is out yesterday.
Oh wow,
that's the one I need to watch.
Okay,
but anyways, that being said though, phenomenal show. It's great. Every couple episodes, I'll say, they drop a huge piece of budget, because we always talk about anime oh, there goes half their budget on this episode.
Yeah,
they'll do the last episode, and the rest of it's like poor quality animation. I'm
Stick
not naming
figures,
any
right?
names, but yeah, they'll like really do it in for just one episode. But what I love about Fire Force is it maintains like real good consistency always. But then every couple episodes, it feels like they dropped half their budget, and it's like, well, how do they keep doing this? But the they're phenomenal fight scenes, especially. Well, never mind, I can't do any spoilers. But near the end of the first season is
Hmm.
just one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in anime, rivaling that of Archer versus Lancer
Hmm.
in Fate
Oh,
Stay Night
face.
Unlimited Blade Works. That was my first ever like, oh my god, my jaw dropped for that fight scene.
With the
Amazing.
animation quality.
Yes.
Yeah, I
So
get that.
it rivals that, to be honest. So yeah. So point is though, moving on, Fire Force is like number one for me right now. I'm really on a
Nice.
kick. They got great music for the intros. Just it gets me pumped.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
um, recent other favorites though, Vinland Saga, and I know we
Ooh,
had kind of touched on that, but oh my god, I love Vinland Saga. And so, at risk of derailing the question here,
oh, no, no, no. Go ahead.
as you know, or may not, I don't know, but I'm like obsessed with Viking culture.
I'm about to
Like
say. Uh-huh.
anything I can get my hands on for Viking culture, I am just a huge fan. So then when I found out that there was an anime about Vikings, I was like, bet I'm not about to just watch the whole thing in a day.
Oh man, did you
And
watch it in a
it
whole day?
no.
Okay.
No,
I was like,
no,
that's a
no.
lot.
It was no, I watched it before the pandemic, so I didn't have
All right.
that much time on my hands. I
Gotcha.
watched it over the course of about a week. But
Nice.
point is though, yeah, it did not disappoint. Vinland Saga, highly recommend that anime,
Hmm.
especially for any history buffs, because it actually is historically accurate as well. About as much so as it can be. You can't expect everything to be just like, oh, that's a textbook like
Yeah.
interpretation.
Uh-huh.
But
We
like
weren't
they
there,
actually,
right?
they did a good job with the dates and the names of important warriors and leaders and things of that nature. Even though they had like the side story of their own made up characters to be the
Mm.
main plot. Well, not even the main plot, honestly, because never mind. I don't want to give any spoilers, but basically, it it does just a great job of being a great anime. Great opening song. It is
Hmm. I was just thinking about
just
the opening songs.
the opening song, bro.
Yeah.
For the first opening, I just fell in love so hard. It's called Mukanjio,
Yeah.
and I
If I
jam out to
survive,
that in
said the
my
prophet.
car. Yes, I jam out to that in my car every time I get in
Yes.
because it hits so hard. And then if you look up the interpretation, because it's half
Mhm.
English, half Japanese. But if you look up the lyrics in English, though, like it really resonates with the things that are going on today too. It's very, very, current about just being stuck in a society, where you're put down and just they take everything from you,
Wow.
and that you just don't know how to feel about it anymore. That you've given everything up, and it's almost made you completely numb inside, and you want
Wow.
something more out of life, and it makes them angry. So that's kind of like the meaning of the song. And I even, shout out to Brandon, but I checked with him because he's been living in Japan for what, like 4 years now, 3 years,
Uh-huh.
and he's fluent. And he said that it's one of the words that doesn't have a direct English translation, but it basically, if he had to sum it up, Mukanjio would mean like emotionless or
Oh.
dead inside, like just defeated. So yeah, it just like, it just gives me the goosebumps every time, man.
Man.
But yeah, so
That's so
enough
dope.
about
No, I'm
that.
happy. I'm actually happy that you
that.
geeked out about the opening song because
Oh yeah,
I mean, like that song like gets me pumped up. Like that was like one of the first like metal songs recently that like I think really got me more into checking out more metal. Like
okay, yeah,
yeah. So I think like I'm more interested like in it. I'm just like yeah, like I get it. Like if this is what the Vikings
Yeah,
like
they
were
do
listening
it.
to or like had like it's always
Right,
like
they would have jammed
like
out
I'm
to
ready
it.
just like oh let's just go take on everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
man.
that.
Like
Yeah,
that
and
warrior
on
spirit right
that,
there.
exactly. And on that note, though, if that was really what you you latched onto for like the metal scene and kind of got you interested, highly recommend. On par with that, if you watch Fire Force, once you get there, the second opening.
Ooh.
Oh my God! It is such a good metal song.
You're talking about the first, actually, the second opening in the first season, or the second?
It's in the first season.
Okay.
The second opening, which starts around like
I know the opening you're talking about.
Episode 15. But yeah, it's called Mayday by Chris. No, not Chris.
Yeah, like English speakers like made the song, right? Yeah, like it felt like it was like an English song. Yeah,
they're
right.
All Japanese. No, yeah, I looked them all up because I thought so too. They speak so fluently English.
Wow.
But yeah, it's Rio from Crystal Lake and Cold Rain, and they're both Tokyo-based Japanese performers. And the lead singer, well, I got it. I got to say, I got to do more research to see if that's Rio from. Oh, brain just completely died on me. Anyways, Crystal Lake or Cold Rain. But either way, the front man looks so cool because he basically looks like the antagonist from an anime because he has white hair and it's nice and spiky. And so, like, I don't know what it is about, the anime, the antagonist needing to be having white hair, but we all know it's a thing. It's a trope.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I feel like he did it very intentionally to be like just aggressive.
Yes.
And it was super cool. So I highly recommend looking up the music video for that, which is actually a live performance, but they do with all the fancy transitions and stuff. Anyway,
you got me hyped.
That's another great one to
You got me
check
hyped.
Out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
That one is another one that you need to read the lyrics on because without getting too political, there's a certain person in office that it really pertains to the entire song. But it's really just about oppressive authorities. Murder. Yeah. I read that last verse that they scream that you can't understand.
Yep.
It seals the deal. And
okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, all right, let's go.
I need to go listen to the lyrics or like have the lyric videos because like I do like first of all I love just like I'm actually glad you brought up the music in anime because like that's something like I absolutely love, but like people don't like listen to it or they just sort of skip over it, and I'm like, man, these songs are so
do not
good.
Skip openings in this house.
Oh, no. Thank you. There we go. See, I knew we were friends for a reason. Because like when I lived with Jerome, he would always skip the opening because he didn't like the spoilers.
No, Jerome,
and that hurt me.
Why would you do that?
It hurt me.
I'm a message. Like, man,
do it. Although I don't blame him because like he said he hates the spoilers. I remember like we watched Vinland Saga together. Yeah. Like looking back, like I wouldn't say like it's very spoiler-ish, but at the same time it sort of is. So yeah, but the song was so good. Yeah, the song was so good.
So good.
Like I downloaded that song. Yeah, like I was like, yes, this is so good. And then that group, Survives to the Prophet, they actually did a song that I heard right before watching Vinland Saga.
Oh, really?
For another show called Banana Fish, that was also on Amazon.
I keep needing to watch that. I don't even know what it is, but I just had so many recommendations that I need to watch it.
Yeah.
And so that's the next thing I really need to jump on.
That show is really hard, actually. It's
really,
it's like I would say like hardness, like is that almost at the same level as Vinland Saga. Like it's like definitely like more adult. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like what I'll say.
That's my flavor, though.
Yes, exactly. Really? No, I agree. Like, yeah, I'm like kid stuff is cool, but like honestly, like seeing like sort of gruesomeness, like that's the jam right there. And this one is about like gangs in New York.
Oh,
like
nice.
Street gangs, like in New York, like in like the 90s, I think, 80s, 90s. Yeah, like this was like
wow.
Yeah, like you wouldn't guess that all from Banana Fish of all things.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dope, though.
Honestly,
that's my jam right there. There's another dope. One that it's called Gangsta.
Oh yeah, Gangsta's dope.
I've only watched like 3 episodes when it first came out, and then, I mean, you know how it is with the anime. I was watching probably 20 other shows. So it just
back in the day.
It just kind of fell by the wayside, but I need to rewatch it. But yeah, I love urban like anime that's like more modern day. Oh God, yeah.
Yes, and I would say this one is really good. Like Gangsta, like becomes a little bit supernatural and it becomes a little strange.
Does it?
Yeah, and then also like it stops because they're not the the anime company that was making it went under. Like as soon as the season
Oh,
ended, yeah, that anime company is
ouch.
called Manglobe, yeah, and they're the ones who did Samurai Champloo, and
Oh, really?
yeah,
I could
and
see
they,
it. I could kind of see it.
yep, the style is pretty cool, but
Mm,
unfortunately they went under, so it's unknown if somebody else is going to be able to pick up the license and continue with it. The manga keeps going, but
that's
the
good.
the show stops. Yeah, so
Mm.
that's
So
something.
probably more worth it to jump into Banana Fish then.
I would say so. Yeah, Banana Fish
Okay.
ends. Um, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to watch though. So like, and also that's like 26 episodes. Like it's 2 seasons.
Oh, that's like my happy medium. I love the high 20s. Ooh,
Yes, yes.
that's exactly how long I think a plot should be. That's easy to wrap up because sometimes anime struggle with that.
True. No, I agree with you. Like,
Some anime endings, especially if they just keep it to one season and do like 12 episodes,
yeah,
they really struggle a lot of times because the pacing. They'll like
yes.
have decent pacing all the way up to the end. They're like, guys, we got to like wrap up the entire story and have the boss fight in 15 minutes.
And it's just like,
And it's
uh-oh.
like, there it went. Oh,
What have you guys
okay.
done? All right, you guys wrote yourselves
Yeah,
into a hole. All right, and it's always a bummer.
it is.
Like, yeah, definitely. Like it's there's so many good things. Like I talk about anime like all the time because like it's just that good, right? and
Right.
like
I
this,
mean,
like
it's
the
kind of part
music.
of our lives.
It is. I mean, like it's like we
And when I
do
say
these
kind
events.
of, it's really.
Yeah, like almost like
Yeah.
100% at this point, right?
Yeah. Yep.
like yeah, I mean just like honestly, like I listen to anime music like every day. Like that's what gets me hype.
Yep.
Like I in fact I have like now you just I'm glad you remind me to listen to Mukanjio like again because like that song goes in and
Mm,
I will be finding
yes.
myself headbanging. I'm so happy I have these dreads. I'm like I get why
Hmm.
people
Oh,
headbang.
yes. They are
I,
beautiful. That is
mm-hmm,
the best hair to possibly have for headbanging. Like,
mm-hmm,
oh man,
mm-hmm.
it's good
I
stuff.
I didn't know that, and yeah, Mukanjio got me going, and then the song that they did right before the superb, and then just like other shows, like usually if the song is great, the show is gonna be great, so
Oh yeah,
hmm
yeah,
so
exactly. It doesn't always work the other way around, but if you have great music, it's like chances are this person has good taste.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, right. I
to be
agree.
honest.
What else do
Um,
you listen to? Like any other music that you like that's like
bruh.
been on your ears recently?
uh, sh- Recently is exactly what we just talked about.
Oh yeah, that
Really,
yeah.
just a bunch of anime music. Really,
Yes.
ever since COVID hit, just because I don't drive very much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just if I choose to listen to something or on a short drive to, like go pick up my kid or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, I'll always have my anime playlist going. So really, recently, that's it. But
Hey.
um, long term, though, before that, I've always been into metal of all kinds, even including like Viking metal, like straight up from
Ooh.
Norway and Sweden and all
Ooh.
that in their
I
original
never heard about
dialects.
that.
Yeah, it's like folk metal is basically what
Oh.
you'd classify it as because a lot of times they'll include other instruments like a harp or a flute or like the pan flute and all sorts of cool stuff to literally work in melodically with like a heavy, just like going hard and like just saying things you don't understand and you're like, yeah,
But you feel
all
it.
right, yeah,
That sounds dope.
similar to anime music. I mean, we don't, as much as we'd like to, we don't speak Japanese outside of just
Yeah.
like weeb Japanese and
I
just
know. I'm trying to learn so I can
yeah,
be a true actualized weeb one of these days. Yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
I mean
same.
I feel that. I feel that.
Same thing. So take a look at that.
Yeah.
You would be surprised what you can find. But yeah, that some hip hop. But I gotta say, honestly, I really it doesn't. It's not even just hip hop, but any music in general. I kind of had such a large collection growing up, so to
Mhm.
speak. Not growing up, but like my teenage years to my early 20s,
Mhm.
just basically the CD era, really. I
Oh,
kind of
nice.
fell out on the digital music era because I had to keep up with it like it was news, where CDs is
Yeah.
like, I know what band is releasing their CDs next. So
Oh.
really, I stuck with my huge playlist of all the stuff that I listen to. But point is though, so my hip hop tastes are a little outdated, like Ti, Tupac,
those guys are. I would say
Ludacris,
yeah,
that kind of stuff. Luda was my favorite.
Luda, yeah, man. Like I would say, like they're timeless, like not outdated. Like like I've been sort of exploring more older like hip hop artists, as of late, especially like a lot of Biggie Smalls as of late. Probably not the best thing, but at the same time, the best thing.
Yeah,
because he's like so raunchy.
Worst way.
Man, I love it. That's
do the
good.
Same, to be honest. But some. I love, obviously, just everybody does, but lo-fi hip hop. You can't go wrong with that. Just like putting that on.
Yeah, who doesn't like lo-fi hip hop? Like that's a good question.
It's like the rhythm of the soul. Like it just
perfect for when you need to calm down or when you need to get hype.
Yeah, it can literally go either way. It can just help whatever emotion you have.
Yes,
and it's great. And I haven't been very active on it, but I dabble with making music, and so last stuff that I actually put out was probably 2 years old, I think. But I actually have a few songs out there, but like it's not my main passion or anything, just because
it's like another hobby
for music and stuff. Just another hobby of mine. But I did like to make some lo-fi hip hop, just to chill and just throw down some beats. So definitely have an appreciation for that.
Sick.
Yeah, but I mean, we know so many great musicians. We do, and so I would rather not even try
to compete. Like,
right. I'm not even being humble. It's just not as good. We know some great musicians, so so yeah. Basically, long story short, though, mostly metal, some like alternate rock, some really angsty stuff, all of the emo and scene days. I still got a huge playlist of that, like romance and all the goodies. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say a little bit of everything, but a little bit of everything in the rock genre, and also like somewhat like reasonable amounts of different fields, subgenres in the hip hop side of things. But yeah,
that's dope.
None of that stuff.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I can't lie and like be like, oh, I'm all about country. Unfortunately,
I listen to everything.
Yeah, it's like not really. Yeah, like recently I've been listening to more jazz, and then I'm trying to get into more rock. That's been like more my jam as of late. I've been listening to Polyphia, and I can't stop listening to Polyphia. Like
I've never heard of them.
I just found out about them. They do like
note about that.
Amazing rock music, and I've been needing to like to tell everybody like how there's, because like it sounds like a mixture of jazz and metal and blues. Yeah, and it's a weird combination, but like they make it work, and like they're just so technical. Listen to Goat.
Goat. All right, let's do it.
Goat Polyphia. Yes, please. Yeah. Check out like as soon as like we're done. Those guys are so, and you know what the thing that's worse about it? I found out about them after they came to Funimation. Like they're anime fans, and apparently they came to take a tour while still there, but I didn't know who they were, so I didn't talk to them, unfortunately. And but they still like anime, and yeah, they made a song called Death Note. Like it's like how anime.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
but that on there too.
Check it out. Like the whole album, like Goat's on New Levels, New Devils, I think. So good. Like this is like my absolute jam. I hope you like it. I feel like it's not for everybody, but then I think you would like it, because it's just so artsy and like almost intense, a little bit too intense for some people, I would say. So
there's nothing that's too intense for me as far as the metal goes. Like like the filthiest.
My ears, oh my gosh. Where you just like Godswill, I was offended.
And just
man,
but yeah.
Now I get like why people would get into mosh pits. I get it. Like the more I'm diving into like the metal scene, and like I would definitely love like whatever recommendations like anyone has. But man, dude, I'm like I get it. Like this is like you know, just were like,
Yeah, it just gets you going. Yeah.
I feel it. You know, like the Viking stuff. I'm definitely gonna go check that out pretty soon. Like I think I have an idea. Because I played this one game called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice,
Oh,
and
I've been needing to play that. I've had that on my wish list for a good hot minute.
so good. It's like honestly, like it's a short game. It's pretty short, but like
That's all right.
it's really intense. Like it's what is it about? Like it's about like a woman in like the year 900 or like 1000. I forgot like what group she belongs to, but like she has like you have to play with headphones on because like you
Okay.
hear you see that she hears multiple voices, you know, and then she has like sort of
Mm,
like quite a few mental illnesses, honestly, that like help her and like take away from like her mental sanity, and it's pretty intense. Like it's you know
huh.
like you're wondering like what if she's seeing if it's real, and you're wondering like if the way like she is seeing enemies if those guys are real, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense. Such a good experience, and they just announced that like a number two will be coming out pretty soon. So
Really.
pretty hype. Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
coming
I
out.
gotta get on that for
Got
real.
to,
Yeah. I've been
got to.
sleeping on that.
Yeah, and it helped me
Um.
understand mental illness a little bit more. You know, like differently than like what
Yeah.
I had thought about it. And that was the first time like a video game had made me really see a perspective like that. So
Hmm.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good time.
That's always awesome when either an anime or video game, brings out the mental illness conversation and really trains you and informs you. And I'm super big on that because that's
Yes.
another hobby of mine to add to the list, but it's probably my most serious hobby. Is I study a lot of neuroscience
Oh,
and like
that's news to me.
evolutionary psychology, therapy, kind of ideas and everything. Like I got all sorts of textbooks. Like I have a nice little library here if you're ever curious to read any of them. But
Hey.
ranging all the way from just like therapeutic things that just anybody could just pick up and read the book and just walk away with some nice ways to deal with a lot of mental illnesses and to
Mm.
better understand them, all the
Hmm.
way down to like literally I have a pharmacology book that's about yay thick, probably about 4,000 pages. I don't
Holy
know how
moly.
many, but it's literally like an index of all of the prescription drugs and like when you would prescribe them versus when you would not. Um, but on top of that, yeah, just I love books that really explain why we are the way we are, and then like why mental illnesses are there in the first place. Because believe it or
Mm.
not, a lot of them, not all of them, some of them are genuine mutations. Um, but some of the more common ones, depression, bipolar, borderline personality dysfunction, that all kind of originally had a purpose uh, in our tribal selves, you know?
Oh.
So that's kind of why it's there in the first place, especially like I've studied the most because it just interested me the most about borderline personality disorder. And that's a big one. Highly recommend if you don't know a lot about it to read into it because it's just a fascinating mental illness. I mean, and I say that obviously more on the science side of things. It's obviously a very unfortunate thing to have normally, but really it served its purpose in like it's formed by trauma basically in childhood,
Mm.
and but its more ancient roots is it made a better survivor out of you, whoever
Hmm.
developed what would be known today as BPD wasn't a social uh, abstractor. It wasn't out of the norm at all back then. It makes the brain wired so that it's always on edge, basically, and it takes threats from any pattern that makes sense. So it's pattern recognition. It's not synonymous with intelligence. I mean, it's possible to have a low IQ and still be borderline and stuff. But point is though, it is all about helping survive. And that's the sad part is that it develops because of childhood trauma and the brain rewires itself to be ready to take on dangers like this for the rest of their life because that's I mean, the childhood brain is developing to try to prepare them for the rest of life. Unfortunately, in this society, it's more harmful than helpful. Um, but yeah, back in the day, though, it would prepare them to have a better fight or flight reflex.
Wow.
So just things like that. That's just an example. I didn't mean to go off on
No,
such
no,
a
no. That was
tangent,
great. I was enthralled. I was like, wow, this is
but
not
I
something I
mean,
was
I could
expecting, but I'm happy to have
talk
heard.
all day, all week about like how the human brain is the way it is and how
Hmm.
it formed over the years and like where it's going and all that stuff. So
That's so
I'm
cool.
I'm super into that stuff. So if you say that a video game has some good mental health stuff, boy, I'm gonna check that out.
Bro, you have to like at this point. I'm like, what you're saying is just like so in line of like this game. I would say like and just sort of like it opened my eyes to sort of things like that. Whereas like yeah, maybe in fact actually I'm sort of happy that you're saying that like it would have like a sort of positive effect and it's like I could sort of see like how it could be taken as a positive and a negative even back
Right.
then yeah and like it just sort of opened my mind to be like how do other people feel and like how like what are they going through and I think this game did a good job even though I can't say like oh this is perfect but they did try to like bring in people who experience schizophrenia or the borderline or like other different mental states. You have to check the
Yeah.
special featurettes that they have after the game is done because they put a lot of work into the game and
Yeah.
it's so good. I'm excited. In fact, actually, if you do play it, let me know so that way I can just sort of relive it again through you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll with the new setup here. Maybe I'll
You.
like do a
I'm about to
Twitch
say.
stream and
I'm about
just
to
like
say. I
be
was
like,
like, are you
hey,
gonna stream?
come check it out.
Yeah, man.
I don't
Dude,
know,
please.
man. We'll see.
It
Because
looks great.
I spend plenty of time. Thanks, man. I
Hmm.
spend plenty of time playing video games these days.
Perfect. What are you playing, by the
Being
way?
stuck at home. Um. All right. So good question there. Right now, because it kind of changes from time to time. But right now, the biggest things that I'm playing is going to be Animal Crossing. That's
Oh,
another big
nice.
one that all
Uh
of
huh.
our friends have been on for a long time
Uh-huh.
because it had perfect timing with COVID coming out literally
Perfect.
like on the day that everyone got locked inside
Yep.
and help people communicate and stay in
Mm-hmm.
touch and stuff. So I actually put it down here before I started. I have 510 hours I put into
Wow.
Animal Crossing just
Wow.
since March. So a lot of Animal Crossing, and
For real.
I'm real big into just like terraforming. So like
Mm.
completely redesigning the entire island to make it look more urban and more. Well, I mean, since we're all stuck inside, to make it look like we can go out and like
Yeah.
make little
Uh huh.
cafes
Reminiscent.
and have a nice neighborhood for my villagers and stuff. So that's
Nice.
kind of like the top. But then there, I'll go a few days of after some burnout and like not play it. Um, Diablo 3 just started a new season,
Oh, I keep
probably
wanting
about
to
a week
get
ago.
it. I want to get it, but then
Oh,
like I just
now's
keep
the
waiting for
time.
now because I was like, what about Diablo 4? Should I wait for that or should I just?
But
I,
and I
I'm probably gonna
mean,
wait.
yeah, I mean that's fine because Diablo 4 is gonna just smash. Um, but I just don't know with everything getting delayed. I'm just so worried
Yeah,
that
if
it's
it'll ever
gonna
come out
take
or
a
like when.
while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no. On that note, though, Diablo 4, I am super thrilled about because Diablo 2 was actually my absolute favorite in the Diablo
Mm.
series and one that I literally grew up with since I was like 12. I just
Mm-hmm.
played. I'd go home and just play Diablo 2 all the time. Just fantastic times in that game, and it excelled at being a very dark world, and that's what they're bringing back to Diablo 4. And this is something just to inform you, without playing D3, is that it kind of got. We'll let's compare it to like the Resident Evil saga
Mm-hmm.
of games, where like 1, 2, 3 was straight horror, and then you get to
4.
4, and all of a sudden everyone gets upset. I love 4.
I
4 is
love
one of my
4.
favorites. I
Me too.
loved it,
Top 10
but
games of all
it
time.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's actually on my list just in case you ask me.
Nice. Nice.
Um, but yeah, it's kind of like it was that transition where Diablo 2 had that kind of dark note. It also took a lot, everything back then in like the 90s and like 2000, borrowed from D&D heavily,
Mm-hmm.
where you had to choose your stat points carefully. You had to choose your skills and stuff like that. and then that got kind of thrown out the window with most RPGs around like 2000, the late 2000s, basically, or like starting in the teens. And that's what happened with D3. And now, granted, I've put, let's see, about 400 hours maybe into D3 over the years.
Wow.
So, a pretty fair amount. But basically, it just had more of a lightness to it and more of almost a goofiness to it. That is fine. It works. I have no complaints about Diablo 3. Obviously, I put so many hours into it. And I play just about every season. But I'm so happy to see their return to they're intentionally making everything darker, and while upgrading the graphics, just bringing back that angle. There's just, I can't explain it to you unless you played Diablo 2, but there's just this angle that really just makes it just unique, I guess.
Okay.
It was just awesome. So that being said, though, Diablo 4 is really shaping up to be awesome. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm super excited. But in the meantime, I am making do with Diablo 3 as I have, because the coolest thing about it is that they have seasons, because everybody does that nowadays. It's the smartest thing to do for a video game, to get people to keep playing.
Keeps it going. Exactly.
What's the
just
point
upgrade.
of making a character and maxing it out?
And I'm just done.
There's no point in playing anymore. Yeah. So they do a new season. I think it's every 3 months. With whole brand new reward system, new pets, new wings, new cosmetics, the kind of stuff you have to actually like unlock in loot boxes in Overwatch, but like it's guaranteed as long as you like basically get to max level and then just like do a few extra things in game, and then you get all this massive stuff and you become super overpowered, and then you just grind to get higher and higher up the ladder as far as like your progress goes, just to show off, but you also get more unlocks for the next season. And you start a new character over every season. Or you can re-roll the current one. And that's the fun part, yeah. That's the draw, is that you have to start all over, because also Diablo is not like World of Warcraft where it takes forever to level up a character. Like when I'm not working, so like this most recent season took me about maybe 3 or 4 days to hit max level on Diablo 3, whereas like, if you had a working schedule, it'd take about 2 weeks. Whereas like your typical MMOs, like World of Warcraft, takes about 2 months at least, with a lot of hours, or if you're like busy with other stuff, like up to 4 months sometimes to hit max level and like get geared. So it's much different. So it's refreshing to start over, honestly, because then they give you different sets of armor that change the gameplay completely every time. There's like 6 or 7 main sets for every class, and it can just completely change the way that you play the character. And so that's the kind of draw, is that they do a different set every season for each class, and then like different cosmetic rewards. So it just makes you want to start over. I don't know. It's something that just Diablo fans like to do, is just keep starting over, I guess. That's cool. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird addiction.
I mean, I think I could see that draw myself, like where I'm like, like the more you're talking about it, I'm like, I could see myself liking both Animal Crossing and Diablo 3. Animal Crossing, I didn't get like on purpose, but because like I knew I'd be sucked into it. Because I mean, I was addicted to Farmville, bro. It's like yeah. So and like games like this,
drop a bunch of hours then.
I would have. Although I wish I joined it like at the beginning of this. Now I'm just like, there's so many other things I want to do. I still have to beat Final Fantasy 7. I still haven't done it. My God. But I've just been playing Overwatch, and then Diablo 3. Like Zlatan told me a lot about it too. I would watch him play, and he got me interested in it. But then I heard Diablo 4 was coming out, and I was like, I guess I'll just wait. Because also I heard that I saw Diablo 3 was still $60. 60,
really?
bro. I was like,
it was on sale just a very recently, I want to say.
Probably like to $40. But at the same time, I was like,
But yeah, either way, it's like at best $30. I think is the lowest I've ever seen it.
man.
It's not like a Steam game,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and I guess that's fine.
So I understand.
Yeah, I guess that's why I was like, I guess I'll just wait until like the brand new thing, and then just join there. I guess I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
you're selling me on Diablo 3, so yeah, I'm like,
I mean, yeah, it's just one of those. Like, if you got the spare time, you can kill a lot of hours real quick and real easy.
yeah.
So,
I've been
but if you're
hooked
looking
on
for something
Overwatch.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Overwatch is great.
I'm stuck there. Like I absolutely love this game, but it just tilts me. Like, and I get so tired. Like sometimes, like I feel like I'm like, is this what feels like to be on drugs? Because like my brain is buzzing and I'm just sweating and I'm just sort of like, oh my god, that was an emotional experience, and it didn't need to be. It could have been a lot easier, but and like sometimes my roommates will try to watch, and I'm like, you guys. I'm just like a stuttering mess because I can't talk and explain what's happening at the same time while I'm trying to survive.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It's just like, bro, just hold on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Palms
like
are sweating. You got mom's
knees are
spaghetti,
weak, right? On the sweater, man. Oh man,
Yeah.
dude, I'm glad. Also, you said, do you have your top 10 list right now of games or no? Because I don't have a
I mean,
list.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
To
interested.
be honest, I could go to like 20 or plus, but
Ooh.
I went to 15. But like the
Wow.
last 5 are just kind of out of order and random.
Lay it on me.
So number 1 here is going to be the Elder Scrolls series,
Ooh.
and some of these, like that one, I can't just really narrow down to one because they're all really in the same boat. It's more like the same game, but with updates, major updates. If I had to choose specifically, though, I had the most fun with Morrowind, which is from like 2001.
Oh,
So
okay.
way back in the day.
Yeah.
And obviously, the most recent
back.
iteration of Skyrim, but everybody loves Skyrim, so that one's fantastic, especially on PC. There's thousands of mods out there for it, so you can you can turn the dragons into My Little Pony. I've seen so many videos of people doing that, and they literally will fly out of the sky and just have that big smile on their face and then breathe fire on you, and you got to slay the pony. Like, people do crazy stuff. They do crazy stuff with it. So
I'm excited.
Those two are on my top, probably number 1. Second would be the Diablo series, primarily the second one, followed by the third one. And obviously, we're looking forward to the fourth so bad. But I even played the first one a considerable amount. It just wasn't.
It's like old, I bet.
Yeah, they just didn't have a whole lot of content back then.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 really expanded on that. So that was like the sweet spot. Number 3 is going to be Destiny 2. I played that a lot. That's the other game that I am currently and constantly playing ever since it came out. A lot of people are bored with it and stuff, but I just somehow find stuff to do, especially PvP. Because I'll tell you, like, especially if you like Overwatch, if Destiny 2 ever goes on sale, actually, no, you know what? It's free to play.
Yeah. But the expansion packs, though.
Yeah, but still, you don't need that for the PvP element. So I would highly recommend checking that out, because the best thing about Destiny, besides the fact that it's made by Bungie, right? So it's got Halo.
You guys do Halo.
And so they already killed it, and it's just great, like, graphically, and just beautiful scenery, great futuristic game. But on top of that, the thing that kills it the most for me, that keeps me coming back, is the gunplay. It is sharp. It is very crisp. It feels good. The hitboxes are great. And it just feels good to shoot those guns. And I don't even mean that in a violent way, just video games. Video game wise, like, as a gamer, like, they just hit different. I don't know. And there's such a variety of guns too, because it's meant to be a looter like Diablo. So it's literally Diablo as a first person shooter. So Destiny 2, I've poured in about 500 hours into that one as well over the past couple of years. Yeah, that one's great. Still has seasons. Number 4, I would say, is probably the first Borderlands. Super, super fun, because once again, if you couldn't see a pattern yet, big into loot fests
Uh,
because it was literally made to be Diablo, but like a satire, funny, gory, rated
mm-hmm.
R shooter, and it
Uh,
just like hits all the right notes. Um, wasn't as big a fan of the second and third iteration as much
oh.
as people like those more,
Mm-hmm.
but just number one really did it for me, and had great gunplay. Horrible AI, but that's okay. 'Cause the fun of it is literally just like smashing them all to pieces and seeing them
With
pop
different guns.
like a like a pinata of guns. Yeah, and it's
Uh-huh.
just like, oh, cool, new gun, and it's just
Uh-huh.
random. Like it'll be like a shotgun, like a double barrel shotgun sawed off with like a sniper scope, and it's like, what am I gonna do with
What are you gonna do with this, right?
yeah,
It's
so
like,
it can be anything. It's random, so that's kind of part of the fun, really. But yeah, I put number five probably as Animal Crossing.
nice.
Just
Wow.
overall, I tried to be, since it's like the newest one I'm playing. I didn't want to put it like at the top
Yes.
because it's
Mhm.
like it's still new. It
The
might
hype,
end up
yeah.
fading, the hype,
Mhm.
So I kind of just chilled on it, and I was like, it's probably a good solid five. Um, Six, I have to throw in World of Warcraft because it's literally consumed more of my life than I'd like to admit, than anything else in my life.
Uh-huh.
It even
Wow.
trumps anime overall. I compared the hours because I keep a my anime list,
Uh-huh.
so I can actually track how many hours of anime I've watched and stuff.
Nice. Uh-huh.
But I added up the hours for my World of Warcraft characters because you have to do it individually. You have to go into each character and then type in /played, and it tells you how long you played that character, right? Um, and basically, I've had probably 3 accounts ever since I started. That the other 2 got frozen for various reasons.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask. I was like, why'd you do
doing
multiple
shady
characters?
I was a teenager. I was just trying to get some like gold farming going,
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I know. One time I tried to sell my account for money. Dude offered like $500, and then I got frozen.
Oh.
Anyway, so I
Freeze
have
as a
no
raid.
idea.
No.
Yeah, so I have no idea how many hours were logged into those accounts, but
Mhm.
a lot. But just for this current one that I've had since 2014 or 15,
Mhm.
I calculated I have 8 max level characters
Wow.
coming in at 2,520 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasted that much of my life.
No,
So I
wouldn't say
have to put it on the board.
I wouldn't say waste, honestly. Like, it's,
Well, no,
it's
yeah, I know, but
That's funny. But that's cool though.
it's a lot.
I think I would be that guy, honestly. That was something that like I was afraid of. Actually, like I wanted it to play back in the day, but at the same time, my parents wouldn't pay for MMO, and I had no money. So, and then also I
Yeah.
was banned from the family computer for multiple
Ooh.
reasons. So,
I feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that. I've done the same.
so yeah, by the time like I was wanting to get into it, I think like that was like when it dipped in popularity again, and then I didn't get
Yeah.
back on this
It's
resurgence. Yeah.
it's done that. Well, just real quick, gonna point out, but I do see that our video on my side has cut out.
I was
now.
wondering.
My camera has
It's all
died.
good. Okay, it's all good.
So I will wrap it up here for you,
Mhm.
just in case we ended up adding just the audio track.
Mhm.
But so after World of Warcraft, and now it's kind of out of order a little bit, but just the last important ones is Minecraft,
Ooh.
Darksiders 2,
Hmm.
fantastic single player game, hack and slash beat 'em up, similar to God of War, in almost every way, really, but
Mhm.
just the visuals and the soundtrack actually is beautiful.
Mm.
And then another one from my childhood next would be Metroid Prime,
Mm.
the first
A
3D
GameCube?
iteration.
Was
GameCube,
that-
yep.
Okay, cool.
It's on
Man.
GameCube.
You played all the
And
games
it
that like I was like, man, I wish I played like like most of these games you said. I'm like, dang, I wish I played them, and like I have a reason in my head that I didn't play it, but it's a dumb reason.
I feel it. I mean, I've got
well.
the same thing going for anime. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then number 10, StarCraft, because I dumped a whole lot of hours as a child alongside Diablo 2. I'd literally like play Diablo 2 for a few hours and then jump on StarCraft,
Wow.
the original.
The
because
first, yeah, I'm
they
about to
had-
ask like if you liked one or two more.
Yeah, well, I didn't play 2 very much, only
Mm-hmm.
because I'm actually garbage, absolute trash at the real game.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not good at the resource gathering
Uh-huh.
games at all.
Seems really
But
hard.
yeah, there you got to put a lot of thought into it. And you got to act quick. There's a lot. But
Get stressed
I
out.
just played
40
the
minutes
the
at a time.
custom list,
Okay.
which basically, because back then, they didn't have League of Legends, and the battle royales and all the
Mm-hmm.
things the kids have these days
Mm-hmm. Gotta be
came from
modern day.
custom games. Yeah, it came from custom games in StarCraft where you
Yeah.
like just made do. It's like, yeah, this like little alien creature kind of looks like a guy with a machine gun, so we're gonna call that guy like the heavy support, and just
Uh-huh.
random stuff. And so you just
Uh-huh.
had to make do with your imagination. But they were fun little mini games people made that would last like 30 minutes, just
I gotta
sessions.
I gotta see these. I'm gonna see if I can include
Yeah,
these also in the video.
they're still live because
Mm.
they brought back StarCraft just remastered,
I didn't know that.
and you can choose original graphics or like upgraded graphics, but it's not like StarCraft 2 graphics where it's like 3D. It's just nice and polished.
That's cool.
But they actually fully brought back like the online capabilities, and people brought back all of the faithful original custom maps. So yeah, you can definitely find some good footage out there on YouTube or Twitch.
That's so tight.
'Cause, yeah,
You're gonna
it
send
was
me through
great.
a whole rabbit hole of things, and I'm
Oh yeah,
gonna.
yeah. You got plenty of things to look at, and I got some things to look at for music that you helped
Hey,
me out on.
definitely.
So
Hey, we're helping each other out, and that's what this is
that's what
all
we
about,
do.
right? Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure having you on this podcast.
Hey man.
I definitely gotta have you on the podcast again. So we can talk more in depth about more things. And I guess like
Yeah.
I'm really excited that like now the That's Dope group gets to know who you are. Like they might have
Oh yeah.
seen you at some of these events. Here's Matt, our photographer. Like he's the guy like who
Oh
I count
yeah.
on to make things happen for us. Yeah. So yeah, I
I really
appreciate you, man.
appreciate it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on, and it's been a blast just getting to see and talk to you again.
Yeah.
Just miss you, man. Really
I miss you too, man.
So this was great, and I look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Like it's been a pleasure. And also thanks to everyone who listened. If you got to the end of this episode, it's always great to have people who listen to the episodes, and always great to hear what people have to say. Yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys think about this episode. Maybe you're interested in being on the podcast. We'd love to see your comments. Please rate this, share this with your friends, subscribe to our podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts. Definitely would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear who's listening to the podcast, what you think. What are your top games? What are your top anime music you're listening to? How you've been keeping sane during this hard time, right? Yeah, it's just like I'll definitely love always hearing like what people are about and like what they do, and listening to your lists that you brought up got me hyped up. So it definitely is a pleasure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
anything else that you'd like to say, or like any last minute things?
And just like you were just saying, shout out to anybody who was listening to us all the way through, just yucking it up and catching up. Much appreciated, and just hope to talk to all those guys soon. And,
Absolutely.
Just keep tuning in, sharing, and let's just all make That's Dope have a bigger place in this world.
Woo! I love it.
We're doing good stuff.
I love it.
Doing
I
good
love
stuff,
it.
man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And
All
thank
right.
you all to everyone who listened. As always, stay dope. Peace.
Peace.